Alor Setar, the capital of Kedah, is tucked all the way up in the north of Malaysia. It is a city that many outside of the country hardly knows. Today, I'm spending a full day exploring this underrated gem. By the end of the day, my impression of Alor Setar would be completely rewritten. So come, explore with me, by train of course. So now I invent a new drink called Limau Hokasai.
And then you're outside, right?
Yeah, you will outside. Hey everybody, Uncle Go traveling here. I'm doing a 4-day trip across peninsular Malaysia, stopping at 5 towns and cities, all by railway and road. I begin in Johor Bahru, then ride up to Kluang, then Kuala Lumpur, onward bus to Taiping, then continue by train to Bukit Mentajam, and finally end in Alor Setar. It is going to be a cross-country road adventure. Landscape, local shops, train life, and more. Join me in this overland journey. Final stop, Alor Setar. I'm hopping onto the KTM Komuter Northern Sector train, traveling from Bukit Mentajam up to Alor Setar. This train journey covers about 100 kilometers and the ride takes roughly 1 hour. Half the time, I'm standing. Commuter trains in this sector tend to pack up, especially during peak travel. As evening approaches, the train finally rolls into Alor Setar station. This marks the last leg of my ETS Plus commuter journey on this Malaysia trip. So let me say my goodbye to this train for now. Bye bye. Stepping out, the heat of Alor Setar hits me immediately. It is hot and dry. Even though our destination is only about 2 kilometers from the station, we decided to grab a car. Between the two of us, the exhaustion from the 3 full days of whirlwind travel is catching up. We agreed from the start this would be a budget trip, but neither of us argues when someone suggests a Grab. We need the energy, and the Grab also doubles as an opportunity, a chance for us to get our bearings and familiarize ourselves with this lesser known capital city. There's not much tourist information online about Alor Setar. After all, it is one of Malaysia's least visited state capitals. So as we drive, we are absorbing the sights, tuning into the city rhythm, and scouting for a good dinner spot along the way. We just booked Royale Signature Hotel this morning, while we are at Bukit Mentajam. Well, one of the best things about the hotel here in Alor Setar, the rates are really value for money.
I have a reservation.
For less than 180 ringgit for 2 of us, we score a huge room with 2 queen-size beds. And get this, there is a sexy bathtub in my room. My friend joked that we should make a cheeky clickbait shot to get more subscribers. All jokes aside, once we drop off our bags, we hit the streets. First mission, find food.
But the entrance is here.
To our surprise, there was a hawker food overload. Several food centers clustered down just one street. We had originally pinned some must-have food in our hotel just in case we strike out. But it turns out that our fear was totally unfounded. We walked into 7 different hawker centers while food hunting. And that's not even counting the standalone restaurants lining along the streets. Faced with so much choices, we ditched all our pre-researched plans. Why walk miles when there's so much right here? Instead of trekking to our planned spots, we focused locally. And actually, we had to think hard about which hawker center to pick. We finally settled on Shanghai Tan Hawker Center, one of the 7 that we passed by. our ultimate choice wasn't based on the food fame or Google, but just vibes and a little randomness. Now that we have picked the hawker center, the real fun begins. Which stores to eat from? The food scene in Alor Setar here actually reminded me a lot of Penang. And honestly, that didn't surprise me. Alor Setar is after all only about an hour away. So it is natural that some food types overlap. To test this theory of mine, I went straight for char kway teow. When asked if this is Penang char kway teow, the store owner insisted that it is Alor Setar style. But man, it looked, smelled and tasted just like Penang's.
你是什么 Penang style 的啊？Penang 的炒法还是Alor Setar 的炒法？Alor Setar 跟 Penang 有什么不同？
不一样，他们老杯的嘛，用火炭嘛。
啊，对啊，这个哪里是火炭？
不行啊，那个很油。
完了，你再讲一次，不好吃不收钱。
不好吃不收钱的。
好，
真的。
OK。
Meanwhile, my friend who is from Penang went for mee Jawa, a Javanese-inspired noodle cooked with sweet potato and tomato gravy. The noodle is topped with bean sprouts, tofu, and egg. Mee Jawa is light, slightly sweet, and really comforting.
Java noodle.
We pair the meal with fried mantou or bun. This is affordable hawker center price but restaurant level yum. The gravy was rich and he kept dunking the mantou in it like it's nobody business. As for me, I went for something different on the drinks menu.
Satu gelas limau.
After quenching my thirst with my regular iced lime juice, I see hokasai and sai kak ho, something that I heard of but never tried them before. By the way, hokasai is I kopi o mixed with Milo or chocolate drink.
So this is sai kak ho or hokasai? Hokasai.
Think of it as ice mocha.
Hokasai is a mixture of coffee and Milo. So now I invent a new drink called Limau Hokasai.
And then you're not fighting like
Yeah, you allow sai.
Hokasai, that's a really cheeky name drinks.
I'm so full now.
Something you can only find in Malaysia. As usual, after dinner, my friend couldn't resist getting peanut snacks to bring back to the hotel. Because some cravings never sleep. While my friend decided to retire back in my hotel, I decided to go off on my own. After all, after traveling 800 kilometers from Singapore, I felt the pull to walk around Alor Setar. Not far into my walk, I stumbled upon what I thought would be an electric vehicle playground. I see rows and rows of beautiful lit toy cars gliding in circle like something out of the Yogyakarta at night. I can even see what seems like a mini Grand Prix for kids. If I were a kid again, I would be the first in line to hop into those cars. The playful energy here just got to me. I could have stayed watching forever, but I know I need to keep exploring. A few blocks away, I entered the Royal Precinct of Alor Setar, where history stands still in the glow of street light. Alor Setar population might be small, about 374,000 people call it home, but it is the royal capital of Kedah, one of Malaysia's oldest sultanate. Standing here, I feel surrounded by heritage. There is the Balai Besar, which translates to the Grand Audience Hall. Balai Besar is built in the late 19th century on the original 1735 foundations. Its towering pillars and ornate ironwork give it a stately presence, especially when it is lit at night. Across the square, which is Dataran Alor Setar, families and children gather around a fountain-like thing. What I see is simple, peaceful joy under the night sky. Just a short walk further, the Kedah State Art Gallery, also known as Balai Sening's Negeri. This is a restored 1912 building with neoclassic and Sino-Portuguese design, glowing warmly in the dark. It is free to enter, and inside you will find local art, wood carvings and calligraphy. Then, towering high, the Balai Nobat. That is an octagonal tower painted yellow and capped with a golden onion-shaped dome. Inside the tower lies the sacred royal instruments, like the drums, gongs, trumpets, played only during royal ceremonies. And right at the heart of it all, Zahir Mosque. Built in 1912, the majestic Zahir Mosque has 5 black domes. These 5 domes symbolizes the 5 pillars of Islam. The architecture of the main building draws from Mongol, Moorish, and Indo styles, giving it a graceful, timeless look. Because of its beauty and significance, locals sometimes call it the Taj Mahal of Kedah. I spot a Malay martial art, not sure if they are performing or practicing on site. This form of martial art is known as Malay Silat. It's a combative art of self-defense with deep roots in the Malay archipelago. Before I know it, it is almost 11 p.m. My body clock is telling me that it's time to go back. But I pressed on. I have this feeling that Alor Setar may be very scorching hot during the day, so I press on during the Alor Setar Jarak Bandar or Alor Setar Urban Trail at night. This urban trail is clearly marked on the streets, even for someone like me who didn't do much planning. I'm now at the 0-kilometer mark of Alor Setar, presumably the entire Kedah Sultanate. I paused. I see colonial era buildings around me, one of which is the old General Post Office. Across the 0-kilometer mark, a dimly lit lane called Medan Seni, which translates into Arts Field. This lane reveals a huge mural. Kedah landmarks. Mahathir, yes, the ex-Prime Minister was born here. Langkawi, and of course the Alor Setar Tower. It all connects to the story of this city. On my way back to the hotel, I unexpectedly walked into a Chinese Hungry Ghost celebration, where there are lanterns, offerings, incense smoke curling into the night sky. It is a surprise to me. I would have thought Kedah is a very strictly religious, very conservative Malay state. Seeing all this diversity reminds me how layered and diverse this city really is. And of course, I can't miss the elephant in the room. The towering, beautiful lit Alor Setar Tower standing tall against the midnight sky. This beautiful lit Alor Setar Tower, which I grossly imagine as a spaceship rocket, this is one landmark that one can see everywhere in this city. It is almost midnight, yet the streets are alive and glowing. Alor Setar by night is magical.
The next day.
Good morning from Alor Setar.
Wow, the sun is blazing hot at 9 a.m. in the morning. Oh my god, I can't even open my eyes. Okay, so this is our breakfast place.
Just as I expected, I hit the hottest month of the year. Even at 9 a.m. in the morning, the sun is already glaring and I can barely open my eyes.
Hey, 叫嗎？
My friend and I ducked into a hawker center near our hotel.
一籠叉燒包。
Probably one of the same food hubs we passed by last night.
哦，有啲啊。
We don't feel like walking far, so when we see dim sum on the menu, it is a no-brainer. That's our breakfast. This isn't fancy restaurant dim sum. It's the classic Malaysian style dim sum. They are the regulars, steamed dumplings, buns, small bites, all made for sharing. Both of us dig in, and it feels like pure comfort food. Exactly what weekday breakfast dreams are made of. To round that off, we share a bowl of fishball kway teow soup. Honestly, this simple morning spread is one of my favorite parts of being in Alor Setar. My friend actually hurt his leg last night and is spending the rest of the morning back in the hotel. But I'm not done yet. I decided to keep exploring Alor Setar on foot before checking out. Walking past the places I saw the night before, I feel grateful I went for the late night stroll last night. The Alor Setar city has a total different energy. And now, in the morning heat, the streets are quiet and almost empty. I make my way into Pekan China, Alor Setar Chinatown. This is a historical neighbourhood where old Chinese shophouses stand tight along narrow streets. Pekan China is peaceful, faded in spots, but full of character. This part of the town feels a little forgotten. And it is evident that it is not polished for tourists either, but for real. As I walk, I spot traditional shops, small bars, and a watchtower overlooking Kedah River. These are all quietly waiting for someone to discover them. There are murals here that leads down towards the river. Then I reach the jetty Pekan China, or Chinatown jetty. This jetty is built in 1940s by local settlers to connect villages across the river. And it is now fully revitalized recently as part of the Alor Setar Heritage Trail. Standing there on the jetty, the breeze feels timeless, and looking across the river, I can almost picture these small little boats that once docked here, laden with goods and stories. Walking further along the riverfront, I pass under a traditional Chinese gate. This is the welcoming arch into the heart of Chinatown. The tea-colored river flows gently, and there's just this laid-back, calm vibe. I particularly love how the old shophouses are painted bright blue, with the 5-foot-way verandas that shield me from the scorching sun. These little architectural details makes this place feel authentic. Not just preserved for tourists, but still lived in. I backtrack into the Royal Precinct. Funny how different it feels in daylight. Last night, this area was bustling. Today, almost everyone is hiding from the sun. Honestly, walking this city at night was the right call. The lights, the sound, the atmosphere, it all spoke to me in a way that daytime doesn't. To cap off the trip, I head to the Alor Setar Tower. You need to pay a small fee to go up to the observation deck. But for me, time's up. I rush back to the hotel, check out, and say goodbye to my travel buddy of 3 days. I've got about an hour left after checkout, so I head to Aman Central, the biggest shopping mall in Alor Setar, conveniently right opposite the Alor Setar Tower. Walking into the shopping mall feels like stepping into a cool oasis. This mall has everything: big brand stores, entertainment, and of course, sweets, air conditioning. I thought about having lunch here, but the heat outside is so relentless that I'm even more thirsty than hungry. So instead, I grab a huge pack of cold drinks and just stuff it down. My Grab car arrives. It's time to leave Alor Setar and wrap up this chapter of my Malaysian trip. My thoughts on Alor Setar. Alor Setar isn't on most tourist radar, but I think it should be. The hawker food here is seriously good, cheap, local, and often as good as in Penang. I ditched most of my must-visit pins and just went with the flow. It turns out that spontaneous walks and popping into local food center, that is the best decision I've made. I'm Uncle Go Travelling, and if you watch this Alor Setar video all the way till now, please drop a like and leave a comment or two, for it really helps me. And if you haven't subscribed yet, do it now. You won't want to miss what's coming out next. This series isn't over yet. In the next episode, I will be back in Singapore in just a few hours. And yes, not by train this time.